we're going to go ahead and pull this oil pressure switch out and see if this one I got a part number for at the part store is going to fit. If I can get this socket down in there on it. Well, looks like what we're going to have to do to remove that, I'm going to get down there, take the oil filter off, take it off with channel locks. And I got this thing really tight this time. Well, there's our broken one I got pulled out. Boy, do we have a problem. Them two things don't match. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change these belts. Because Lord knows they really, really need to be changed. And I spent money on this junk. That one, you got a couple of bolts. On the back of the alternator, or on the back of the fire steering pump, we got to take loose. Just push it over like that, and drop your phone. Okay, got our fire steering pump belt off. That's a spindly little belt they were using. God, it squawked and made all kinds of noise. Didn't give constant pressure to the fire steering pump. Alright, so the next one we got is our alternator belt, which was actually in good shape till put the timing cover on this thing and left the head of a hose clamp out, and it kind of ate up the belt. There's our alternator belt. So I got us some new belts. This one here from Napa. Here's the part number. Should be the alternator belt if you do not have power steering, if you do not have air conditioning. So here's your part number from AutoZone for your power steering belt. Work it around the fan. Alright, there it is. Okay, so now I'll have to get me a pry bar to do a little tightening with. Tighten that with a wrench now because it changed the location a little bit. Can't quite get in here with a socket anymore. Okay, that's pretty tight. Alright. Now I'm going to get down below again and tighten on the alternator. Here's our alternator. Come in. You don't want to pry like crazy on this because that is the oil pressure, the oil pump housing. Giving a bit of a final snug. Pretty daggone tight. And we are just barely clearing that hose clamp now, but we are clearing it. Alright. Sweet titties. So there's our belts on there new. Okay. For today, until I can get an adapter, I stuck an 1/8 inch pipe plug that I had out of an engine block in that hole where we pulled that oil pressure switch out of. Before we replaced these belts, man, the power steering, it was real choppy. Like you'd be trying to turn with the truck moving and the belt would be slipping. So we're going to fire it up here and see how it steers now. Man. Oh yeah. It was all belt game. Good deal. got to address some fuel lines now. One last thing we've done, and it's hard to see down in there, but between those two plug wires, we cut the metal fuel lines off. We fixed our last fuel leak. We cut the metal fuel lines off down there just behind the exhaust. And we had run basically rubber return and supply lines from there all the way back to our tank. And we have a filter installed back here, which is not nearly as full of crap as I figured it would be at this time. So I know running rubber line like that all the way really isn't the best, but for in the terms of cost, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this thing yet or not. We'll run her like this until she gives an issue, and then we'll fix it down the road. So probably the next big project, if we get time this weekend, we got this one last soft area right there in the frame we got to fix. And we're just going to plate over that and call it good. And then from there on, we're going to be removing this skid pan. And then it's going to be about saving money to build the dump bed. So anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.